Okay, ask the clerk, please read the public hearing.
Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Warwick will be holding a public hearing to consider proposed introductory local law number 3 of 2024 entitled Amend Local Law number 5 of 2023. A local law providing for a partial tax exemption upon real property based upon the owner's volunteer membership in fire districts and ambulance districts of the Town of Warwick pursuant to section 466-A of the real property tax law to include deceased member partial exemption eligibility. Said public hearing to be held on Thursday, March 28, 2024 at 7:15 p.m. at the Town Hall, 132 Kings Highway, Warwick, New York, or as soon thereafter as the matter may be heard. A complete copy of the introductory local law is available for inspection in the clerk's office and/or the Town of Warwick website, townofwarwick.org. All interested persons will be given the opportunity to be heard.
Okay, thank you. And the supervisor just has here that the town board is cleaning up the language in the previously adopted local law, which provides partial tax exemption for volunteer membership in either fire or ambulance districts. So, is there any public, any comments from the public? The percent of the tax exemption is 10%. 10%, yeah, 10% on all the municipalities that pass the law. So you have your fire districts, your town, your villages, your school district. I don't know if you could get anything from the school district finally passed that, or do you know, did you hear? I know the school district was in favor, but I don't know if we ever got any official documentation on that, but they're in the process of doing that. And Attorney John, do you have anything to add to that, our discussion on this?
I would just clarify that, we had adopted, or the previous administration had adopted the law. Then there was a change in the state law, and our town law at that point became somewhat inconsistent with the state and the county, such that you can interpret it that the exemption would not be carried over to the surviving spouse of deceased members. When this came to our attention, we immediately asked that the assessor adopt an interpretation which would allow it to continue. And at a previous board meeting, the town board adopted a resolution in support of that legal opinion, which we did provide to the assessor. But we told the assessor we'd look into modifying the law to make the language consistent with both the more recent state law and the county law. And the proposed law that we're considering at this open hearing tonight does in effect do that. It's consistent with state and county, so that the deceased member was receiving or had received the exemption, it would continue for the surviving spouse, or it could be reinstated for the surviving spouse. So the adoption tonight would just modify that wording in those two areas so that clearly there's only going to be one reasonable interpretation, which affords the surviving spouse the tax benefit.
The other question I have, when that exemption disappears when the property is sold, does it have to be paid back, or is that?
No.
I know ag exemptions, for example, you sell the property, it have to be paid back.
No, this isn't subject to that type of recoupment.
And it also, it applies to the spouse as long as they don't remarry. If they remarry.
It's the unremarried surviving spouse.
An unremarried
I should have
surviving spouse.
Should have clarified that.
They remarry, unless they remarry a volunteer, fireman or ambulance, then they would continue under the new. So, okay, any more public opinion, public input, sorry? Ask for a motion to close the public hearing, or anything from the board, sorry, anything from the board? Everybody good? Close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we have a little break for 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, we have another public hearing. Oh, no, pledge is after the public hearing, sorry. We'll do another public hearing, then we'll open the meeting and do the pledge. Have the clerk please read the public hearing on the 2025 HUD project?
Please take notice that the town board of the town of Warwick does hereby set a public hearing on March 28, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. at Town Hall, 132 Kings Highway, Warwick, New York, on proposed application for fiscal year 2025 Orange County Community Block Grant Program, or soon thereafter as the matter may be heard. The town of Warwick invites public comments and suggestions regarding projects to be considered for funding under the Orange County Community Development Block Grant Program. Under this program, a variety of physical improvements as listed below are eligible for funding: acquisition and disposition for real property, public works, public facilities or site improvements, code enforcement, including housing and health codes, clearance, demolition, and rehabilitation for public use or economic development, housing rehabilitation, loan and grants, special projects for elderly and handicapped, provision of public services, including shelters, clinics, senior nutrition, etc., payment of non-federal shares of other grant programs, relocation payments, and assistance. The town of Warwick will be considering projects to be submitted to the Orange County Development Block Grant Program. The deadline for submittal is June 21st, 2024 at 4 p.m. All interested persons will be given the opportunity to be heard. All written comments must be received by the board at or prior to the public hearing. I did not receive it.
Okay, thank you. And Supervisor Dwyer has on the 2025 HUD and CDBG grant, the town of Warwick is applying for HUD funding to support Winslow Therapeutic. This is essentially the only community development funding project the town qualifies for. So open up for any comments from the board? Any comments from the public on HUD funding? Okay, motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, now we'll call the March 28th meeting to order, and please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, ask the clerk, please call the roll.
Deputy Supervisor Gerstner?
Here.
Councilman Cole?
Here.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Here.
Councilman Mattingly?
Present.
Councilman Schuback?
Here.
Attorney Buckheit?
Here.
DPW Commissioner Estorino? And Sergeant Harder.
Okay, thank you. Need a motion to accept the minutes from the regular meeting of February 22nd, 2024,
So,
the public hearing from February 22nd, 2024, introductory local law number 2 of 2024, revocation hearing February 22nd, 2024, 5 Peachtree Lane, and the regular meeting of March 14th, 2024.
so moved.
Need a
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Correspondence, you'll see addendum number 1. Any board discussion on correspondence?
No.
Visiting elected officials. And Department of Public Works reports on addendum 2. Commissioner, have anything to add? Okay. Parks Department is addendum 3. Environmental Consultants Report is addendum 4, and Councilman D'Angelo's report.
Good evening. The Warwick Valley Humane Society is seeking local foster to adopt homes specifically for 4 5-month-old female Great Danes. Interested families are asked to download the dog adoption application at wvhumane.org under Forms and Downloads. Complete it and either mail it or fax it to email it to warwickhumane@yahoo.com or fax it to 845-987-8995. Currently, they have 91 animals in the shelter. They have a much-needed wish list here. Merrick or Natural Balance canned dog food, bleach, Simple Green cleaner, large wee pads, Carefresh White Natural Pet Bedding, sorry. That's all I have for the Humane Society. The Town of Warwick Friendly Visitor Program, the number of neighbors assisted this month was 22, in February, 22. The number of volunteers assisting neighbors was 19. The number of hours of services provided by those 19 volunteers was 181. And if you need help with like a doctor's visit or maybe just somebody to call you, you can call the Friendly Visitor Program at 845-986-1124, extension 400, and leave your name and the time, and somebody will get back to you, perhaps to help you with a doctor's visit. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Cole report?
Thank you. Most of the stuff I have pertains to Mountain Lake. DPW has been removing a lot of the ash trees from the park and also adding additional parking, including expanding the pool parking lot, which is used for events, and expanding the pickleball parking lot. So thank you for the DPW for working with that. Just too bad so many ash trees are just dying all over the place. That emerald ash borer has really taken a toll throughout the town. You drive down the road, you see so many trees that are just gone. You think of the past pretty soon. The Warwick Tree Commission will be donating several shade trees to the park to help provide shade areas for people who picnic in the area. And this will kick off the April 27th at 10 a.m. is a celebration of Arbor Day. The park is gearing up for special pickleball clinics. All the pickleball nets are up and ready for play. Registration for clinics opens on April 1st. You can go to the park recreation office to sign up. And they're having also 2 guided spring hikes on Sunday, April 7th and Sunday, April 19th at 9 a.m. And it has a nice trail that goes around the lake. It's about maybe 1.5 miles or so, and that's nice, easy. I plan to go. I think I'm gonna make it. And also calling all dogs. The park is looking for a few good dogs to join the first ever Mountain Lake Park Goose Patrol team. If your human is interested in taking you for a walk around the park to help keep the geese off in the picnic areas, then please email the recreation director at townofwarwick.org. And all this information can be found on the park's website at mountainlake.com or the town's website at townofwarwick.org under Parks and Recreation. And is there anything else to add, Sam? Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. And that program did work well over in Greenville Lake.
Yeah.
We started that in
If we
Greenville
can,
Lake,
if we
that
can
worked
get
well.
some, the geese are, I got nothing against the geese, but they can be messy.
Yes. Councilman Mattingly.
No report tonight, Deputy Supervisor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Schuback. No report tonight. Thank you, sir. Attorney report.
As you're accustomed to hear me say, my report is largely confidential. However, I am prepared to answer any questions from the town board. I would point out that earlier today, I underwent extensive cybersecurity training, which was conducted by the Association of Towns, and it's mandatory that town attorneys undergo the cybersecurity training. It was actually quite interesting, and I'll put together a little memo and send it out to the members of the town board and point on some of the tips that I picked up today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Town clerk report, and town clerk, anything to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that there is a primary election going on right now, a presidential primary election. The last 2 days left for early voting are tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 4 and Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 right here at the senior center. Anybody in Orange County can vote there, but on the actual election day, April 2nd, you will have to go to your scheduled election polling place. Also wanted to add that the pool passes, the DPW has made them for us, so we can start selling them April 1st. Okay, and that's all I have.
Thank you.
Happy Easter.
Thank you. And that's for any registered Democrat or Republican. They're the only 2 voting in the primary at this time. Okay, supervisor report from Supervisor Dwyer, sorry. The town of Warwick was designated as a Tree City USA for 2023 by the Arbor Day Foundation. This is a result of the town's planning and investment in tree planting townwide and from the hard work of our Shade Tree Commission. Also, we have scheduled interviews for lieutenant positions on April 16th. The interview committee will be comprised of Supervisor Dwyer, Councilman Floyd D'Angelo, Chief John Rader, and City of Middletown Police Chief John Awansu. We'll interview 5 applicants for 2 positions within our police department. Also, New York State issued a new law mandating AEDs at all parks used for recreation, as well as requiring all sports programs with 5 or more teams to have an emergency medical plan for their coaches and boards. The town of Warwick currently does not have an AED at Airport Park and one at the disc golf side of Union Corners Park. Supervisor Dwyer has secured Leo Cades as a sponsor for the Union Corners AED and would like to apply to the Orange County Municipal Legislative Grant Program for a grant to cover the Airport Park AED, which is around $5,000. In addition, Supervisor Dwyer and Recreation Director Sam Walter met with each of the rec sports programs earlier this week to begin assisting them with their individual emergency medical plans. Sam, thank you for that, for helping Jesse. And I would just like to also wish everyone a happy, safe Easter. Thank you. Privilege of the floor on any agenda items. Okay, let's go into new business. Proclamation, celebrate Arbor Day. Motion to proclaim April 26, 2024 Arbor Day. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, provide habitat for wildlife, and whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our town increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of our business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, where they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore I, James E. Gershner, Deputy Supervisor of the Town of Warwick, do hereby proclaim April 26, 2024 as Arbor Day in the Town of Warwick, New York. I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I need a motion on a reappointment for Pine Island Recreation.
Motion to adopt a resolution to reappoint Paulette Lil Rudy to the Pine Island Board of Recreation for a 4-year term to expire May 31st, 2028.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? I'd like to thank Paulette. Been doing this for quite a while. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Appoint part-time seasonal DPW labor.
Motion to adopt a resolution to appoint Wade Lysizen as part-time seasonal DPW laborer effective March 29th, 2024, at a pay rate of $17 an hour.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We welcome him. Request to serve alcohol.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to Bobby and Mark Hoory to serve alcohol at the Mountain Lake Park on September 21st, 2024. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request to serve alcohol.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to the Core Theater Group to serve alcohol at Mountain Lake Park on July 25th through the 28th, 2024. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Accept resignation.
Motion to adopt a resolution accepting the resignation of part-time dispatcher Zane Forshire effective March 11th, 2024.
Second.
Second. Discussion. We wish him well. Thank you for his service. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Accept the resignation for retirement.
Motion to adopt a resolution to accept the resignation of Police Sergeant Frederick Hoffman for the purpose of retirement effective April 12th, 2024.
Second.
Second, discussion. We'd like to wish him good health and thank him for all his service. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Now you have the privilege of floor on any item? General? Not seeing any? Making a motion, need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you all for coming. Have a
Thank
nice
you, Jim.
Easter.
Time to-
7:45.